Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be discussing what I would like to see happen in The Flash Season 9, and also what crossover I think should happen before the show's done, whatever that's in Season 9 or Season 10. I think it's fair to say it's going to be one of those two seasons that's coming up, but this is what this video is going to be. So if you enjoy the video, hit the like button down below, subscribe for new, notifications on, and let's get right into the video. So, Flash Season 9 is premiering in 2023 at some point. We don't know an exact date. Probably early 2023 again. We're supposed to get a crossover event like Armageddon when the first part of Season 9, which Eric Wallace is trying to get Superman on, aka Tyler Hoechlin, however you want to pronounce it. Trying to get Tyler on the Flash for a little crossover between Flash and Superman, because everyone's been wanting it. Eric Wallace wants to deliver, and I have faith that he will, so I'm assuming that will happen in Season 9. Unless, things get much worse with COVID or whatever, it probably won't. But considering they pulled off Armageddon and it did amazingly well, both on set and on screen with what we got, I wouldn't be surprised if we did get Superman and the Flash teaming up for the first time, just the two of them fighting whatever crisis is happening in the beginning of Season 9. And also, it could happen Superman Lois Season 3, because they might be premiering at the same time. Who knows, so. Now, for the last several years, we've been waiting for Red Death to appear on the show, and at least for a lot of people, we've been waiting. And I've literally seen everyone at this point wanting Cobalt Blue on the show, which would be Eddie Thawne coming back as Cobalt Blue, going after Barry for stealing his life, and all this stuff. I wouldn't mind seeing both, but at the same time, I think Red Death would be more interesting as a villain. Deathstorm, and I brought all this up in another video I did, I think last week or the week before, where I said that Deathstorm worked as a villain because he couldn't be touched by the Flash. If you touch him, he would die. Like Cicada, the dagger worked. With DeVoe, it made no sense. Barry could have stopped him under a millisecond. So if they bring in Cobalt Blue's not a speedster, at least as far as I'm aware, then they would need to make him really overpowered to make him work as a villain. And not like DeVoe, where it's dragged out when Barry could have stopped him in the first episode. So they need to figure that out. They're going to do Cobalt Blue. Red Death would work. Now, I'm not saying let's make Barry slower again against Red Death. They could easily even out the speeds between Barry and Red Death and have just non-stop action fights between the two, especially if it's someone that we already know, as an Oliver or Wally or, whoever. It would be very interesting to see that happen, because I don't think it'll be Bruce Wayne. We're never going to get a legit Bruce Wayne in the Arrowverse, clearly, because CW doesn't want that to happen. Gotham Knights, the trash rip-off Gotham show, whatever. Titan show, not Gotham, Titan show rip-off. Thank you, CW, for ruining that, by the way. No, both shows are pretty garbage anyways. Gonna get those Titans fans in the comments section being like, oh, Titans is so good, I don't know what you're talking about. Season 3 is amazing. See, the first 2 seasons are dog crap, though, so let's start the show in the 3rd season. 3rd time's the charm, right? Nonetheless, I wouldn't be surprised if we get Red Death, and mainly because I think everyone's been wanting him to show up. We got him teased in Season 5, and a couple other times here and there, I can't remember exactly, but it is interesting to know that, I think this was going to happen in Season 6 with Red Death, but the CGI wasn't up to it. If you remember, Eric Wallace said that in the 601 opening, when Barry's fighting Godspeed for the first time, or at least what we saw on screen for the first time, because there were clones before that, but we didn't see them, there was going to be a different speedster but the CGI didn't have the money for it because they used it all in that black hole. So the only speedster could really use on a CGI would be Red Death. You would assume so. I don't see any other speedster that could use CGI. Because there are things about Red Death that you just probably can't get, assuming they go for a full-on comic accurate look and not like the Flash movie where it's a Keaton Batsuit with a crayon-colored lightning bolt on it. And for whatever reason, people love that. I'm like, whatever. But I would assume if Eric Wallace brings on Red Death, it will be a comic accurate suit. And that suit's, like, really gonna need a lot of CGI because, I mean, it's like Barry's suit mixed in with Savitar's suit mixed in with the Batman suit. I mean, it's literally those three suits combined into one. It's just picturing it in my head right now, it would take a lot of CGI. So they would need to bring it down to like 4 or 5 episodes for a graphic novel. I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be a graphic novel next season. But another thing to think about is that if season 9 is going to be the final season, which we don't know yet, but if it is, which we'll know sooner rather than later, hopefully, we're going to have to wrap up everything. So I think the last graphic novel of the show, whether on season 9 or season 10, will hands down probably be about Thawne. Now, I know this last graphic novel about this season is about Thawne. Who knows where we're going with this character? They could kill him off. I wouldn't be surprised. And season 9 could just go on a whole different route. But we do have to remember that Iris has to have Nora at some point, either before the end of season, which would make 0 sense, or early in season 9. Because we're at that time point where Nora West Allen needs to be born now. And then Bart is in 2031 or something like that. So they both need to be born soon. So I think season 9 would definitely lead into both of those kids being born. And I think it could do something with those two characters being born. And coming back and working with Barry and Iris and Team Flash like they did this season. Or just Barry alone, or on their own, that's had their own episode like 806. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened at all. But that really depends if season 9 is the last, season 10 is the last. If season 10 is the last, I think we're 100% going to see Red Death and Cobalt Blue. That being said, Eric Wallace has said before that this show can go on for several more seasons because he has several storylines planned out. I don't think the show should go past season 10. If it does, great. I'm all for it. As long as Grant is still up to doing it, Eric Wallace is up to doing it. I don't really care for the rest of the cast if they want to do it or not. All we need is Grant and Eric Wallace. I think we'll be fine. Obviously, right now, Danielle Panabaker replaced Caitlin. It's on Team Flash right now. Joe's leaving in the middle of season 9 next year. And Iris, we don't know what else is going on with her in season 9. We know she's coming back in 820, but that could be it. We don't know. She could be pregnant, and then she leaves Central City. Who knows? To protect the kids or whatever, and Barry stays back to deal with the crisis like Arrow season 8. Where Alvar had to leave Felicity and Mia, newborn Mia, to save the world, in a sense. That could be a similar story plot here if they didn't want Iris in that season. Now, I know Candace is fully open to come back. It's just up to Eric Wallace and the writers if they want her to come back, and if it's for the story reasons. Which is why she hasn't been on the show lately, because the story doesn't need her to be. And they're trying to wrap this up. And the best thing to do that is extend this time sickness across 4 episodes. So when she comes back, it'll be fully wrapped up fully. And it will make sense in 819 and 820 when she comes back in 819. Because she's not going to be in 18. I don't know why people keep thinking she's in 818, but she won't be. But nonetheless, I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the show if Red Death has been on. Cobalt Blue, I would be surprised if he's on. At any point over the next year or two, depending on when the show ends. With that being said, don't be surprised if we get Tyler Superman and Oliver back before The Flash is done, especially in the series finale of The Flash. I know Stephen Amell said several times that he would love to come back, especially with the series finale of The Flash. where Barry and Oliver are just in heaven having a drink. I wouldn't be surprised if Eric Wallace actually pulls that off. I think he could, assuming Steven's not busy. And who knows, we might get him in the 820 finale, season 8 finale, 820. I wouldn't be surprised. And I'd be surprised if Oliver came back in 820, but point is, some point where the Flash is done, Oliver will easily come back. And we're going to 100% have Tyler on. And if we don't, that's on the CW and not Eric Wallace. And time issues as well. Because Eric Wallace really does want Tyler on the show. He wants Zoom on the show. So I think we're going to see Zoom back before the show is done as well. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like an event, like a 1 episode or 2 episode event with this Barry fighting Zoom again. But this leveled up version of Barry, assuming Zoom doesn't get leveled up, who knows. But it's definitely going to be something. So I'm very excited to see the future of the show. I think it's going to be good. I'm really excited for the rest of the season 8. And I really do think this finale will vary on how season 9 does, because we do have to wait a long time. But season 8 is amazing. And right now, it's my top 2 favorite seasons of the show, right up next to season 2. For me, I think the finale will alter whether that's my hands down favorite season of the show. I'm not 100% sure yet. And I also probably need to rewatch season 1 and 2 to fully say, hey, this is my favorite season of the show, or second favorite. But it's definitely my third favorite. I'm only saying second favorite now because of Matt Stone coming back, and the promos has been amazing this entire season. The trailers are amazing, the episodes are amazing, the acting's amazing, Grant is amazing, Eric Wallace has been doing a phenomenal job. So, besides A16, which the writing was not good. But nonetheless, that was only a bad episode for me this entire season. So I think we're going to be looking at, for me at least, easily favorite season in the entire show. Assuming they do 8/18 or 8/20 right, which I believe they will. So, but whatever. That's going to be an all another video. I think my last ever season 8 video of The Flash. After the finale airs, I have 2 Flash season 8 videos, and then we're done. There's not going to be any season 8 videos because there literally will be none. I would have covered everything at that point. So, yeah, we're dialing down Flash season 8 content, and we're going to be kicking right up into gear and Flash season 9 content, I'm pretty sure that week or the week after. So, yeah, assuming we get a lot, like cliffhanger or something, or discussion videos or theories videos that you guys want me to talk about, theories that are going around you guys want me to discuss, just what this video kind of was, because I've seen a lot of people talking about if Cobalt Blue would appear, Red Death would appear in season 9, so I just want to get my opinions on it, and yeah, so, again, remember, in July, you Arrow fans, you're getting a treat on my channel for the next several months, so it's gonna be something, we'll put it that way. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.